And welcome to the weekly Biblepay update. I'm 616 West Warmouth. The week 38 show, which some people have asked, how did we get to week 38 since this is the second show? Well, that's because it's the 38th week of the year. We strive to try and give you kind of a little bit of a roundup, hopefully in a quick fashion, of what's been going on in Biblepay. So let's start off with our versioning. The last mandatory, same as it was last week, same as it was for our main monthly show, 1.1.38. The last mandatory for testnet, though, was 1.1.5.3, and there's actually a leisure update to that update, which is 1.1.5.3b. Since 1.1.49, they've added the ability to store and retrieve a business object in IPFS. They've also added quantitative tightening to testnet. Both of those are testnet things, new features that are being looked at to be added to the coin. There are several other updates. The biggest one I saw that will affect most users, merging in MIPS commit for OpenSSL compatibility, Ubuntu 18.04, and the compiling of recent Biblepays has not worked very well. So you've either had to run on Ubuntu 16.04 or use the pre-compiled version. Looking at our circulation, 940 million coins out there, 8 Satoshi, the last price. That's about 1/19 of a cent. That's 1/19 of a cent. It's bouncing around a little bit. Our 24-hour volume was $1,085. That's a little under our usual average, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Other coins out there were pretty much above average on volume, or at least recent averages. Bitcoin, 3.9 billion in volume, $6,267 in price. Ethereum, 2 billion in volume, just about, $197.10 in price. Ripple at $243 million in volume, got up to 27.1 cents. Bitcoin Cash took a beating in the last week. They're at 359 million in volume, $416.79 price-wise. And EOS, the number 5 coin, which I keep intending to research more about, 691 million in volume. Price was down a little bit to $4.87. The other two coins we look at on this show are Dash and Gridcoin. Dash because our code base is based on Dash. Gridcoin because the majority of our coins, the single largest source of coin emissions is what we call research mining, a concept that Gridcoin is the grandfather of. As far as I'm aware, there's no Gridcoin code in our Biblepay code, whereas we are a direct descendant of Dash. Dash had 218 million in volume and $181.74 price. Gridcoin, $14,000 in volume and was up to 1.9 cents. So let's look at proof of distributed computing or research mining. The last PODC super block was block 71,350. There were 217 recipients. They were paid just over 1.098 million, or just under 1.1 million Biblepay cumulatively. How do we earn that money? How do the participants get that? Well, that's by doing research mining and some staking too. You'll need to read up on the coin a little bit to understand that more, but I'm going to assume you have a fair knowledge of how that goes. At Rosetta at Home, one of the 2 projects we are a part of, yesterday we did 3.5 million credits. That actually was number 2 overall. Gridcoin overtook us in daily credits at 3.8 million. That's not a good sign, but I think there's a reason for it, and I'll go to that in a second. Our RAC, or RAC, recent average credit, still first place, 4.3 million, and we have 1.448 billion lifetime credits. That's third overall. In roughly 38 days, we could overtake TSC Russia, and unless we can get our daily credits up, we'll still be significantly behind Gridcoin for quite a while. World Community Grid, our RAC increased, our daily credits increased, and of course our lifetime credits increased. Our RAC was up to 4.5 million, that's 5th overall. Our daily credits just over 5 million, that was actually 4th overall. And 333 million lifetime credits brought us up to 72nd of all time. We should be in the top 50 in about 59 days, top 25 in about 218 days. Now I'll get to why I think some of these moves have been made, but let's kind of keep the show in order. I'll look at a recent block, which was block 71,516. It paid out just over 4,961 Bible Pay. Of that, just over 496 Bible Pay went to the Proof of Bible Pay hasher or heat miner, and just over 4,465 Bible Pay went to the winning sanctuary. We call those masternodes sanctuaries in our terms. We have 347 sanctuaries according to the Explorer, and 247 are enabled and should be receiving rewards in order. 205 blocks a day, so you figure that means roughly one reward every 1.2 days. The next Proof of Distributing Computing super block as a recording of this show is going to be 71,555. The next budgetary super block should be next show, or should be a little after next show, at 73,800. That should be roughly September 29th. So you ask 616, why do you think our World Community Grid score has rocketed and our Rosetta at Home score has fallen? Well, I think there's actually three reasons. The first reason, Bible Pay gives a 1.5 multiplier to World Community Grid credits. That's because most World Community Grid credits are harder to earn for the average computer, so that should balance it. Well, it actually, for most computers, overbalances it and makes World Community Grid the better choice for most people. Your results may vary. The second reason is World Community Grid has two different projects that you can co-mine on. We've talked about it on the main show before. One is called Byteball. The other one we've not really talked about is called, and I think I'm getting this right, Numanium. And both of those can be mined without belonging to their team while you're a part of our team. So that's a chance to co-mine or double dip, as it is. And quite honestly, for most people who are Proof of Distributing Computing mining for the profit motive, without that co-mining component, Bible Pay would not probably be a very profitable coin to mine. Because of that co-mining component, for most users, Bible Pay is still in the realm of profitability. The third reason you ask, well, I'm glad you asked because I almost got off track. The third reason is the Thor Challenge. The third annual Thor Challenge is coming up. There's 53 teams registered. Numanium Labs, competing coin. Byteball.org, competing coin. Cryptocurrency, the team. They run a website to exchange, I believe it's Ethereum, I can't recall. 3 other crypto-based teams are part of this challenge. Week 1 starts in 1 week, September 24th, and ends Sunday, September 30th. After that, the top 20 teams get to go to week 2. The top 10 teams from week 2 get invited to week 3, and the top 3 teams from week 3 get invited to week 4. Based on previous results, based on the increase in our World Community Grid credits, I am very, very cautiously optimistic to think we could be in that final week. Yeah, we could be a top 3 team. We'll find out. We'll talk a lot more about that on the main show, which should be right around the end of the first week, and we'll see how we're doing. But that's pretty much, I think, the whole show in a nutshell. Again, probably running at about 8.5, 9 minutes. We'll try and compact that. If you've got any suggestions on things that you just don't find interesting about the show that I can exclude for the sake of brevity, that's great. We're going to consider that. Trying to get this down to about a 5-minute show on average. I'll include all the links below that you may need, including the Bible Pay website, the Thor Challenge discussion page, the team that sponsors the Thor Challenge, Crunchers Sans Frontières. Include all that below so you can read at your leisure. But thanks for tuning in. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.